What could you create if you had 30 minutes to plan and 4 hours to build? Today, we're challenging 3 teams of 2 devs each to build the most heinous user experience for a video player that you can possibly imagine.
So we're gonna see how far vibe coding can take us.
Our team may crumble due to pronunciation of the word GIF.
You feeling like you're gonna be able to get it done? They're both very capable of delivering chaos, so I think the biggest X factor for them is whether or not they can do it together. How you feeling?
Oh, terrible.
Welcome to the Web Dev Challenge. What's up, everybody? We're about to kick off another episode of the Web Dev Challenge. Y'all ready? Woo! Yeah! You are going to build the most Byzantine, confusing, potentially frustrating, arcane video UX that you can imagine. And to do that, you are going to be using Mux and the Media Chrome from Mux. And to talk a little bit about what those are and what they do, I'm gonna bring up Dave.
Thanks, Jason. My name is Dave Kiss. I am the senior community lead over at Mux. Welcome, y'all. I'm super excited to be here today. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's talk a little bit about video. How many folks have worked with video before on the internet? At least watched a video before. It's pretty ubiquitous, right? The thing is, when you're building video into your applications, it's kind of deceivingly tricky. It all starts off with just an embed code from YouTube. Everybody knows how to plop that on a website. It's been around for decades, really. And it starts with a video tag and an MP4 file. Every phone these days can produce an MP4 file, and every browser can support a video tag. So what's so confusing? How hard could it be? It's when you start to learn about some of the additional complexities of how challenging it is to deliver video in a performant way across different devices, different networks, that it starts to kind of unravel and feel the complexity of that onion unpeeling, the new layer of the onion. There's the encoding part, where instead of delivering a huge MP4 file, you have to kind of chunk it up and make sure that it can stream successfully across different network conditions and switch between renditions. There's the delivery side of things to make sure that that's being handled appropriately across CDNs. What happens if one CDN goes down, and make sure you have a backup. There's storage, there's the player side, there's accessibility, there's the UX, monetization, analytics. And suddenly, you were just building with video and an MP4, and now you are a video engineer. And welcome, come join me at Mux for hirings. And this is what you're doing now, is you're not working on your app anymore. You are working on a video pipeline and maintaining that and keeping that up. That's no good, and that's what Mux is really about. We're trying to solve, allowing you to build powerful video into your applications without requiring you to be the video expert at all. So that's done through simple APIs, libraries, a lot of open source things to get you started, open source packages to get you started, and allowing you to build this professional video experience into your app so you can get back to building what makes your app successful and unique. So today, your challenge, as Jason mentioned, we're going to use Media Chrome, one of our open source video toolkit libraries, to build the most off-the-wall video player that you can dream up. Media Chrome is built of different elements. You can kind of think of them as Lego blocks or little building blocks to build your video player. It's all just kind of splattered out. You can take those building blocks and build what you can dream up. Yeah, there's no rules for this, so we want to see who can make the absolute, I'm going to call it worst, but it should work, right? You want to play a video? We'll use Mux to do it, so we'll grab a video, upload it to Mux, and then play it back using Media Chrome and Mux Video. I'll be available to help out.
All right, so everybody's clear on the challenge. So here's how the game is gonna work. We are gonna have 30 minutes to plan. At the end of 30 minutes, we're gonna go into a 4-hour building phase. You're working in teams today. So Devyn, Braydon, Chan and Chance, Eve and Roxy, your 30 minutes to plan starts right now.
All right, let's do it.
So before we start, I just want to say, I'm not good at reading emails. I did not realize we were working on a team today. So I kind of came into this whole thing with my own plan. I doubt that's true for you, so we should probably synchronize.
Let's go.
Making it sort of like a race, right? Or like an obstacle course, like get to the end of the video as fast as you can type thing. Okay, I don't know.
Like your challenge, which goes nicely with what the last video clip says about getting to the end of the challenge.
Yeah, totally. It should be like that, like a race, like an obstacle course, where it's just like you're trying. Exactly.
So in terms of the UI, what are you thinking?
Oh man, I really like retro styles. So I was kind of thinking like a Windows 95 desktop kind of thing, where you've got like icons for the video itself, the video player. Think like Winamp or something. It opens up the window, and like, that's where you play your video.
This is the height of productivity.
Exactly.
What if we only play the video when you're not looking at the screen?
Wait, so do we want to build like a really beautiful video player and then just make it so someone can't actually look at it?
So like if you're looking at the screen, it's going to be paused. As soon as you look away, it'll play the video.
Okay, but if you look back,
then it'll pause.
It'll pause again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like super frustrating because now you can't watch the video. So there's a bit of irony there.
Okay, I'm Devyn Coyer.
I'm Braydon Coyer.
Our general theme for what we're building today is going to be basically creating like a terrible user experience for people who are using the video player. So I'll be building out the backend in Java and Spring Boot. And then we're actually going to be using AI to do recommendations for the videos. And so we'll be using Olama with a couple different AI models to do that.
And then I'll be using React on the front end, and we'll just integrate halfway through. We'll kind of check in, we'll see what we can do.
I'm feeling confident about the bare minimum that we have set out for our plan. There's a couple of things that we're hoping to do.
We're ambitious, but you know what, Mux, they have everything that we need. So we have the tools. Can we deliver? We'll see.
Yeah, those brothers are ambitious, but they have a really great dynamic working together. But it seems like they got a good dynamic. Maybe they'll figure it out and pull it off.
Anyway, it'll make sense when we explain it.
It'll like all the best jokes.
Come together.
They're better when they're explained.
Yeah, right.
So I think face tracking would be kind of hilarious for a player.
It would be. I don't want to push back on it. The only concern I have is that we have 4 hours, and that could be a rabbit hole in its own way.
Okay.
Unless you feel like you're a TensorFlow expert already and you can just jump in there and build it. If so, I believe in you and I support you, and I'll let you go down that rabbit hole.
All right.
But I don't know anything about it.
All right, we're gonna see how far I don't.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how far vibe coding can take us on this.
bold.
There we go. Vibe coding for TensorFlow.
All right.
My name is Chan Strickland.
Hey, I'm Chan. Yeah, so we have a couple ideas where we want to be like a nuisance, but like for a reason. So we're thinking about like kind of attention, like requiring attention. And so that's kind of the theme that we're working under. We'll see how it actually comes out.
We are React boys.
Yeah, React
So
boys, let's
we
go.
gotta use React just for the sake of speed and getting this thing up and running. I think that's kind of like our baseline tech stack. And then from there, just sort of keep it simple, web standards all the way, and build on top of everything using all the Mux tools. So I'm gonna work on all my terrible ideas, he's gonna work on his terrible ideas, and we're gonna build one beautiful mess. I'm pretty stoked about that.
We've seen Chance on the show. We've seen, if you've watched the very early versions of this show when it was still remote, you've seen Chan on the show. So they're both very capable of delivering chaos. So I think the biggest X factor for them is whether or not they can do it together.
So like I can work on the Canva images for that, and then
Oh, cool. Yeah.
the GIF.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing we should think about is like, let's make sure we have the GIF, the photo, the video.
Because it's 2 GIFs now. Or-
Yeah. GIF.
Okay.
You're
I
right.
don't know. Okay. No,
You're right.
No, you said it, and I was like, wait.
You're technically right.
We're on
I'm wrong.
television.
I'm saying GIF, okay? My name is Eve Porcello.
Hi, I'm Roxy.
We're building a little obstacle course that people have to move through. So they will be asked to complete showing the video, but it will be very difficult for them to do so.
Our challenges today are probably just the anxiety with having a clock running while you're working.
We're trying to build it step by step so that we don't get in the weeds and it's 4 p.m. and we have nothing. So we're using React with Vite, and then we're incorporating the Media Chrome player and making all sorts of weird little customizations to it. There's a lot of GIF work.
Yeah.
There's a lot
GIF.
Our team may crumble due to pronunciation of the word GIF, but other than that, it's fine.
Roxy and Eve are pretty well put together right now. They have the matching outfits, they got the attitude, and they have a really interesting idea. So I think that they're onto something.
I kind of picture like there's something in the background. This is pretty funny, actually.
Obstacles. We are like the cones.
It is yellow.
But we don't want them to see anything.
Okay.
Right? So maybe we just have like the video player
Like run away.
Like just swipe out of the screen or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Even if we can just barely get it working so that it's like if a face is in frame, so we'll do like a face in frame.
All right, everybody. Everybody's had a chance to plan. We are officially going to move into the build phase. At this point, you are going to have 4 hours to build out your app. So your 4 hours starts as soon as I tell Siri to do it. Let's go.
Or download that piano.
Player ID?
Like what is the video ID?
There's gonna be an ID in the database. There's gonna be an ID for the playback. So I think you're gonna want probably the playback ID, which is what you'll provide to the player for the video.
I'm just gonna wrap it in the actual view with a window thing. I mean, then you'll be able to resize the window for the interview about 30 minutes in.
Nice.
Time flies when you're doing terrible things. Do be like that.
Don't I know it?
Since it's got to be bad, I can make the colors terrible as well.
Yeah, make it mad. That's
It's so much better already. I love it. Okay, now let me recenter everything.
yeah, totally. Yes, 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 yes.
It looks horrible. I love it.
My brothers.
Hey.
How's it going over here?
Pretty great so far.
We're rolling.
Okay, what are you working on? Tell me in.
So I'm handling kind of the front end portion right now. So I've got the Mux player component rendering. I've got it. I can programmatically like play and pause it. And then I'm also working on a timer now. So we're going with the whole screen time thing. So when the timer reaches 0, it'll automatically pause the video. And then eventually, once I get that webcam, to try to get up into the camera. So trying to flesh out the details right now, get everything set up, and then I'll move to some of the more complex logic. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but we're going to give it a go.
Sounds like a pretty frustrating experience, so that's good. And for you, what about your side?
What I'm working on is just getting a database kind of seeded with videos that we'll upload to Mux, and then giving them additional like titles, descriptions, different properties that we can use to be able to like search against when we're working on the terrible recommendations part of our app. And I just got done with some of the ingestion service that we're going to do of pulling videos from Mux and then adding different properties to them. And then pretty soon I'm going to be working on comparing and sorting based on the least likely one that you'll like.
Documentation is great, so any questions I have, I can just like quickly find an answer.
Great.
The component itself is like super customizable, so it's kind of been like the dream where it's like, anything I want to do, I can do.
Yeah, I'm about to start working with like the Mux SDK with Java, so
Nice.
I'll let you know if there's any issues, but I'm pretty excited. The documentation looks good. I think it's going to be a fun experience.
Right on. All right, well, I'll let you cook then.
Cool.
Get after it. Fellas, how's it going over here?
So good.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
We're kind of dividing and conquering in a way that I think works out really well.
We were just trying to work with the Media Chrome APIs to like just figure out how to even control stuff programmatically. So we got the React stuff set up. One of the things we have set up right now is, I don't know if it'll work, but the playback speed is linked to the size of the window. That's the only playback control. So you're like really forced into a corner there.
Love it.
Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Awesome. We'll keep at it. We'll check back in a bit.
Yep, thanks.
How's it going over here?
Things are good.
Okay.
Feeling good.
Tell me a little bit more about what you're working on.
So I'm working on some of the styling, and we got kind of a blob since we're doing like a Double Dare Legends of Hidden Temple theme.
We're putting a lot of obstacles in the way, so we're trying to have lots of like little chaotic moments where people have to do stuff, like spinny heads, wagging fingers, things like that.
That'll be a fun surprise.
Slime. Yeah. So we haven't figured out what to do with that yet, so that's my next task.
After seeing that, I have full faith.
I know. Those are my favorite little things. Yeah.
All right, well, keep doing whatever you're doing over here. I mean, and over here, this looks incredible.
Oh,
Keep it up.
yeah, no, the gist are my favorite.
Is it
the
quarter till?
list of videos.
So that's all of them that come back?
Yes, this is everything in the database except for the one the user just watched.
Yep.
And so it goes from least relevant being like these cartoons into educational, into movie trailers, and then finally back into music videos, just like the
Wait,
one
so
you
you
just
already have
watched.
it like...
Yeah, it's doing the sorting and like the words, yeah. So now we need to actually like seed and upload data to Mux,
And then-
represent
oh,
that
right.
in, because these are fake videos right now for the sake of doing semantic search. But since that's working, if we start uploading our videos to Mux, we tag them with descriptions and everything, embed them into the database, and we're good to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, each one
Okay.
is just a little
Like right
component. I think, yeah, as weird as you want those to look is great. You could create a class and just add it to the button. So you could say class name, next whatever.
We are approximately 1 hour from the deadline.
All right.
How you feeling?
I was feeling really good up until about 10 minutes ago when I realized that Braydon is at the point where he needs to integrate his front end with the back end that I'm working on. And I'm not confident that Braydon has all of the Java and all that kind of stuff set up. So I'm frantically trying to Dockerize this and deploy it so that he could utilize it. And so, you know, other than that,
Yeah, things that you realize you should have thought about like
6 hours.
3 hours ago. You feeling like you're going to be able to get it done in an hour?
Yes. Am I gonna be able to make this as pretty as I want to?
We're not supposed to, though.
Right. Lean into the
This was on purpose. This is all of these were choices.
Absolutely.
All right, John. Good luck.
Back to it.
How you feeling?
Oh, terrible. I vibe coded way too hard.
So I guess talk me through it. Where are you at right now?
Oh yeah, no, it's just busted. Yeah, I got
Just like
I got,
full busted.
Yeah, I got nothing to show you right now. Yeah. You might, Chance might have something for you.
What are you working on?
I wanted to have the ability to upload different videos. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I wanted to use Mux, our actual the asset library, right, to be able to drop in videos in our UI and upload them to Mux and then open those in our Chaos video player. So that's kind of what I've been like. Okay, so just give you a super quick demo. UI is still a little ugly. You can open your video list and upload a video. Let's go ahead and drop this in here. It's going to upload, should refresh, and if I go and look at my asset library, we can see our new video is up and running.
So we've got about an hour left. What do you put your chances at?
You know, I actually feel pretty good.
This is my chance right here.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's like loose end time. So it's like cutting the
Loose
stuff.
end is good. So you feel like you got like your main thing done and you're cleaning up now?
I think so.
Yeah, it's moving a little faster than we thought. Like
Oh, nice.
our obstacles, right? So we're trying to figure out a couple new ones maybe to add in.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your chances of getting this complete within the time limit?
I think we'll have something to show with a lot of
And the rest of
enthusiasm.
us will never know what pictures you cut. That's the real secret here.
Yeah,
I love
check
it.
marks are happy. Yeah, we're good. We're happy with those.
I mean, this is a pretty checked off list, to be completely honest. They didn't even make a list.
Hey.
We gave them that paper.
We've got
Just forgot about it.
chill out.
Now we got to run the ingest real quick so that doesn't give you the error that it just did. Because I didn't run ingest because I don't want to keep clearing the... I was like ready to install like a proxy and stuff so that we get around freaking stupid. Gosh, okay. Now...
I think it's working.
Got playback speed?
I think so. It looks slower, right? It sounds like it's like the volume's choppy, so I think so.
Yeah. That works. Yes, you got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Time's up, everybody. All right, hands off the keyboard, hands off the keyboard. Good. I'm gonna make this a tradition. I like this. 4 hours of straight coding is no joke, so give yourselves a hand.
It's demo time, everybody. Let's take a look. Braydon, Devyn, show us what you got.
All right. Well, I have 2 young kids, and as a responsible parent, I don't want them to be online hours on end or watching video content. So introducing Screen Time, a fun twist to manage your kids' video consumption. So I'll go ahead and press play on this video, and you can notice the countdown timer up here that will count down from 10. You can set this to whatever you want. But when it reaches 0, it's automatically going to pause the video. But my 3-year-old, do I really trust her to stop watching? No. So it pauses the video player animates out of the screen, but kids are notorious for finding loopholes. And after all, no screen time doesn't have to mean no video time. So all you have to do is look away from the screen, and the video will play just so long as you're not looking. It saw me look. With the restriction of time, we just created 2 different components for these 2 different features. So we have the screen time player. The thing I want to look at is the use gaze detection hook that I created. Now there's a lot of great resources online that I found because I've never used TensorFlow. So I'm using TensorFlow to like track my face. I'm using the Blaze face model. Blaze face, yeah. And then it's going to load all that up, look at my face, and we're tracking the eye content, which is happening right here. The distance between the eyes and the camera. And so when it's less than or greater than a certain threshold, we're going to go ahead and set our state if we should show or hide the video player. Now, other than that, we're using other hooks and framer motion to like animate the stuff out of a viewport. But just a little thing. I thought this was really great. I've never used TensorFlow, like I said, so it was a great learning opportunity.
One part of user experience that I thought that is overlooked is the recommendations feed, which is how do I get to the videos that I want to see as an individual? And so we were inspired by all the algorithms that feed us content and just kind of keep us in a single rut of, oh, you watch this, so you'd probably like this to watch next. So we're introducing, instead of a For You page, we're introducing a Not For You page. This video player will let you watch a video, and when the video completes, we're using an AI system to recommend videos that are semantically opposite the video that you just watched. So when this finishes, we will get a list of videos that pop up underneath that are the opposite. So if this is nature, then we have a programmer or a library or baking. We're actually running all of this off of an AI server that I run at my house. And so we're basically using something called a vector database. And a vector database is able to take information and store it within essentially a 3-dimensional space. So what we did is we built out a recommendation service. And basically what we do is we use the Mux API actually to ingest a bunch of data. We pull all the videos that are in our Mux library, and then we batch them through basically something called documents that are specific to vectors. So we create vectors out of the descriptions of the videos, and then we store them in that database. And then when the user watches a video, we take the video's ID, grab the description for that video, and then compare it in that vector database and say, okay, AI model that we're using, show me something that's super distant from the description that I have. So we're actually surfacing content that is polar opposite what the user wants, and we're using AI to make sure that it's actually based on the meaning and the content of the video rather than just titles or thumbnails or even creators, right?
Nice. And you said you're hosting this out of your house?
Yeah. I have an AI server that I run, and so we just ran a VPN here so that we're able to connect to it. And so we have like a database running there. We have AI on a wall. There's a bunch of stuff that's going there. All to feed you the worst possible videos for your experience.
Nice work. Amazing.
Yeah, there were a few things that like ended up being challenging that we didn't expect. Part of the code was running online, and so there's a little bit of like running around in panic there.
Yeah. Jason was pretty much calling time, so we just had to cross our fingers and pray.
Okay, folks, today, chance and AI built the most important video player of your lives. Now, for too long, video players have all been about, fun and laughter, rainbows and unicorns, lulls and ruffles. But this is an extremely serious player. This one makes sure that you're paying maximum attention at all times to consume all of the content that's being fed to you. Now, specifically, we think that this is a perfect fit for markets like HR trainings, education.
I love that he's trying to sell this as a value add in any meaningful way. This is incredible.
So I'd like to show you this one that maximizes for attention. Let's kick it off. Okay, so first of all, we have this beautiful Windows 95 style interface because nothing is more productive than Windows 95. All right, now we have a couple things going on. You'll notice that there's an attentiveness score in the bottom. The only way to get this player to play is by giving your undivided attention to this player. So first of all, Chance has to be looking at the screen and he has to have his eyes open. Gotta open them eyes wider. There we go. All right, so now that he's paying attention, the video will play. You'll notice, though, that it's playing at a pretty low playback speed. And that's because at this size, you could still theoretically multitask and do something else. So we've tied the playback speed to the size of the window relative to the screen. So if you want full screen playback, full speed playback, you need to run it at 100% of the screen.
If the internet was working. If the internet is working. Yeah. So, does not include buffering issues, but yeah.
It's like kind of chaotically getting quieter and louder at any given moment. And so that's kind of irritating. I don't really like that, but you can see the volume is just sort of jumping around here. But I'd like to stop that. So I'm going to have to hold the volume slider at all times. And now the volume will stay steady, but the playback rate is now a little problematic. So we need to go, well, let's go ahead and resize it. Wait, I can't see the volume slider now. How do I turn the volume? Well, now I have to go down here and hold the, well, now I'm out of frame. So like, oh man, this is awful. Yeah, I can't, like, you have to pick your poison. Do you want volume or do you want to actually watch the video at a full playback rate? You don't really have any good choices here, so enjoy the video. You're going to have to talk a little bit about the code, I think, on this on the player side.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite things about the code that I wrote is that I didn't write any of it. It was all AI. The only thing that I really did was I didn't really know about TensorFlow either. And so I'm glad that AI mostly knew about it, but I did have to do like a lot of cross-checking between AIs to make sure that I got the right APIs for like TensorFlow, because like all of the landmarks were wrong. Like it was just like some knew how to write the code, some knew what the right landmarks were. So it's kind of like a game of merging the right AIs together to get a result.
So I will say, like, just a high-level overview. I want to show off some of the things that Mux gives us, which is from the Media Chrome library, which is really nice. We have a bunch of really useful hooks, and then we have this provider at the top level that sort of feeds down all of the data to all of our various the parts for our video. And so, you know, we get this nice dispatch function that allows us to basically control all aspects of the video, which is quite nice. And this is how we wired everything up as far as like changing the playback rate, creating that chaotic volume effect. We're able to just dispatch a bunch of known events without having to deal directly with like the video ref, like the DOM API or anything like that, which is quite nice.
Great work, y'all. The state that things were in for Chan at the like last mile there kind of feels like a miracle that they got that running. So huge props to them for untangling that at the end.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to a show within a show. Hey, my name is Eve.
Hi, I'm Roxy.
And we wanted to take you back to the 90s. And we're going to talk about legends of the hidden media Chrome. I'm wondering if I could get a volunteer. Oh. Yes, you.
Yeah.
Okay, ready. I'm Yvonne. Awesome. What I would like you to do, a stranger who is on my game show, is to try your hardest. Your task is going to be to play the video to the very end. Do you think you can do that today, Roxy?
That sounds easy enough. I love binging stuff.
Amazing. So we're gonna counter down, everybody. I feel that 4 p.m. enthusiasts.
Just a little bit.
Sorry. So 3,
2,
1, go! It's a race. What's your favorite number? Submit. Are you sure that you want to watch this video? You gotta get through this video. It's a race. Okay, it's a race, ma'am. I've never seen you, but it's a race. You've never clicked these buttons before.
Never. My friend died.
Keep going. So, Remember you said your favorite number was 7? We'd like you to wait 7 seconds. And if you try to skip it, it's no good. Well, all right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at those Media Chrome buttons. They're floating away.
You can't hear it. You can see it. It's just Jason laughing over and over. In case you haven't heard enough of that today.
Look at you. Look at you. I knew you could do it. I knew that if you kept pushing forward, you get through all of the obstacles and create something great. By the way, be sure to check out Lead Heat. But this is Web Dev Challenge, which is pretty cool, I guess.
All right, let's hear Eve Roxy. You made it. So that's ridiculous. And some things that we wanted to talk about.
I was making it way harder than it was. I actually I had the Jason body and the arm and was like coding them together into an animation. And Eve was like, can you just send me a GIF? So I was pretty proud of the little animations.
Yeah, something we wanted to practice with is how many lines of code can we get into one file, so it's really impossible to debug. So that's probably the thing that I'm most proud about is I saw everybody's modular code, I saw everybody's AI server running in their house, and I thought, I think I should have a 291 line file. So thank you all for having us today.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Something that was tricky was there are a lot of different types of players that you can take advantage of. So we kind of found out that we had to use this one, and it felt like, okay, now we have to redo everything. But it was okay. We were able to do it. The docs were helpful. So
yes, very helpful.
Not so bad. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we get exactly one try with this Polaroid because I only have one photo left in this thing.
To have developers that are passionate about creating interesting projects, get them all in the same room and feel an energy that comes to life. I feel like there was just something special that happened here today, and it was really cool to see it come to life.
So Eve and I only just met for the first time last night. So I feel like we worked very well together.
We're able to kind of re-plan what we were hoping to accomplish. So there were moments where it was like, that's going to be too much. Let's just drop it and move on. Not getting too attached to a certain outcome.
Yeah.
That felt good that you didn't want to push that too hard too. Because I was like, we're going to be in trouble.
What went well? I think our planning went really well. Yeah. We were able to kind of reduce the scope of MVP to make sure that we were successful later on. We had a lot of ideas, and I think we chose some good projects to work on and demo. It's a shame we couldn't get to everything we wanted to do. But hey, end of the day, Coyer Brother Network took first place. Yeah. So let's go.
We finished.
We finished. Yeah, we finished.
Thanks to this guy.
Yeah, we finished, which is great. Everything was functional.
Yep.
Technically. There were some bugs as we expected, but yeah, we got in there at the last minute and got everything done that we pretty much wanted to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt pretty good about it.
I mean, I knew that the players that were created today were going to be unhinged. I wasn't sure how unhinged they were actually going to be. There were some pretty wild projects that came out today.
Every one of them went so much further off the rails than I expected. So it was, I really couldn't ask for more. We did see, we saw some scopes get adjusted down at the last minute. And I do think that's, that's just how this game works, right? It's like everybody thinks they got infinite time, and then there's 15 minutes left, and you're like, you know what, that wasn't an important feature. It was professional. Think about the future. Give me strong, confident. You're doing this challenge.
So did I do the right direction? That was exactly what you